All right, man, peace. So this video, first and foremost, let me give a disclaimer. I'm going to try my hardest to be fair in my assessment about this video. Disclaimer, like I said, I do not have anything against the LGBTQ community. My voice and opinion is directly only on the basis about where I'm coming from and not trying to offend anyone of that community. Therefore, this video will feature a trans man giving their thoughts and opinion about what it's like being a trans man, especially in the dating field, in which I've always said the whole entire trans community, or the new makeup of what they want the man and woman to be, is the polar opposite. So trans comes into perspective because that's what they want the new society to be, therefore pushing the binary out of the way. Therefore, non-binaries is accepted, trans are accepted, and therefore anyone who makes fun or tries to give any critique about such community or different people shall be governed to being excommunicated mentally and not physically yet. Physically would mean that you go to jail for making any disparaging remarks or having any type of homophobia, and which they can charge you for. They already started that type of law in certain states, and I believe maybe one country, but we see how far this rabbit hole will go. But today, that's not important. Today, I just want to make this commentary about trying to see the perspective of a trans man who decided to voice their anguish and their frustration on what it's like to be a trans man or man in this society. Something that's already been denoted so many times, in which I've always said that man is looked at as an opposing one in this society. They're not looked at in a very much way, especially when you look at it from a feministic altar, in which the feministic mindset seems to cater in this society where a woman gets to be able to let out relinquish her hatred for man in society. This whole entire idea of patriarchy and all these different things, but not touching upon the fact that simple things like shelter that's for men are not provided, and that there are not really any shelters for men. Care for men is not really existent. And just the idea of a man wanting to go to fellow man for mental health, or I would say probably fellowships where men can be around other men, are usually met with opposition, or the woman has to insert herself into sitting up there saying, what about the women? Where women have far more resources than men. So let's check out this video. I'm gonna give my commentary about it. Pete, fair use.
Nobody told me how lonely being a man is. And then to have all these comments about, well, and to have all these comments about, like, justifying the coldness to men, which is valid. But to just be remembered, like, oh, that's right, everybody just sees you as the villain.
There's something funny about this, not to make any comments about this individual's looks, but this is how the society is going with the whole entire idea of taking testosterone or, puberty blockers, all these different things that's offered by the pharmaceutical companies, which is a video I meant to make a while ago, in which, this is big money if you look at it from a farmer's point of view, that they don't really care about the mental aspects of the mental problems of these people who want to transition. Instead, they see it as, hey, you know what? Let me encourage you to go for the look that you want to go for. You're convinced that you're a man? Then go ahead and get the surgery for X amount of thousands of dollars, and we have no care in the world as long as you're happy and as long as you fulfill the prophecy that you want in your life as of becoming a man. And this is the thing. This is the new man that they're ushering in society. As I told you before, a lot of these different things that they offer out in the society is more than likely a Trojan horse to meet the next agenda. And we're not just talking about an agenda like 2030 or something like that. We're just talking about the means of how they want the next generations of society to be, to kneel to this new aspect of what the new man and what the new woman is. And also with the man, that's just something I didn't mention, psychologically, they want the man to be softer, to be kinder, to go to the whims of a woman. And obviously, back in the day, a lot of people were sitting up there saying that a man was a manly man. But at the same time, how could that be true if all their whole entire thing is they have to work for a woman's approval? As I always say, the saying that they always said in the past, happy wife, happy life. They never said anything about a happy husband. Otherwise than that, let's just continue.
But to have known, and I think a lot of trans men feel this, is we knew what depth felt like before we transitioned. We knew what it felt like to like have people want to hug us. And to have people want to talk to us. And to have a community. And then you transition and you're just a guy walking down the street that people cross the street so that they're not near you.
And that's the thing. What comes with the territory of being a man is that you have to face all those problems. You know, even on my day-to-days, that I can have a striking look towards a fellow female who sees me. And they may want to walk across the street, or let's just say I'm getting on a train, I'm on a subway. If I look at that woman because I find her attractive, she may want to move her seat or go to a different section of the train so that it is not appearing that I'm stalking her or I'm being predatory towards her. The thing about being a man is not a joke. And I think that there are people who transition like this that don't view it as a joke. They really do view it as a way of saying, this is who I really want to be, and this is who I really am deep down inside. Even though it touches on the idea that they remove it from the DSM, and the idea that, you know, these are not mental illnesses. This is what they say. With that being said, this trans man in particular had an inkling it was like this, but I think what's really going on in this video about what they're expressing is the fact of the matter that before they decided to transition, there was more support. But then after they transitioned, there was less support because now they got into where they wanted to be, which is a man. And now they have an understanding that being a man is not what it is cracked up to be. And therefore, even if we look at the idea of what it comes to being trans, who is more likely to find support than the other? Trans women are more likely to find support than trans men. Anybody who wants to argue me about this is more than fine to in the comment section, wherever you want. But I stand on my opinion that the trans woman will receive more support by the community or people at large before the trans man.
And friendships are so much harder to build. And people are colder. And more detached. And I just don't think I have it in me to try to continuously be vulnerable on this topic because it's so long story short. This is all the energy I have to give on the topic. Like, just try to think about how you can, in your small little community where you feel safe, can reach out to the men in your life and just help them feel maybe seen for a moment. Or do little conversations to help their emotional maturity so that they can reach out to people and have deeper guy friendships. Because I joke that I had closer friendships with random women I met in the bathroom before I transitioned at clubs because of how open women are.
Well, that's the thing. When you decided to take it upon yourself to be a man, and this is something you desired, now that you didn't have proper relations or had proper interactions with fellow men, you thought this was going to be an easy dig in a roll, in which it's not. And this is not for me to make fun of this trans man. It's just to give an analysis that usually a lot of the times they have these different problems because they figure this is the pursuit of their happiness, which is fine if that's what they decide to do. But at the same time, the whole entire contradiction or paradox that comes into this is they figured that by transitioning that they still would get the same support from the women before they transition, after they transition, in which they have an understanding now that because you have the appearance of a man, that they're going to treat you like a man. Therefore, the woman's eyes is going to be different on you than before. And this is the reason why a lot of the times trans men or the trans community have all these underlying issues where they want to self-delete themselves or they feel very depressed because they don't find the approval of the gender that they used to be, or even most of the time that they desire to transition to. And this is the problem of results right here. I'm not saying this trans man should self-delete themselves. Absolutely not. But at the same time, you do find a correlating type of issue when it comes to this whole entire ordeal that they decided to put up, that they paid thousands upon thousands of dollars for, and even decided to take pills to get the appearance of. It is what it is.
Than I've had in my 8 years of transitioning. Because women are just so much more vulnerable indeed than men.
And obviously, with that being said, this goes into the whole entire tale in which I don't want to hear people in my comments section talking about men are crybabies or this, that, and the third, but this proves to you that the reality of being a man is what it's not all cracked up to be. There's less support for men. And then the idea of it in general is if a man is not doing, or a man is whining and all these different things, he's going to be looked at in a very negative light. Check out my last video in which I did a video about Jonathan Does Comedy, in which he even expressed his frustration and vitriol to some type of extent about him trying to engage in a courtship, therefore wanting to be a husband and get married. It's not the same ordeal. And this is why I tell brothers, I tell men, there's nothing wrong with being able to seek out a fellow brother or have a communication with a fellow brother or man when you feel something is going on. You need it more in this society, not less. But otherwise than that, give me your thoughts in the comment section. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Peace.